Hello and welcome back to my page. This video is sponsored by Cronin Cider. Choose to be extraordinary. 00 delicious. What a busy week I had. I was in the Opera House on Thursday supporting Deirdre O'Kane, and the big one was my tour show, the debut down in Kilkenny, sold out show. And see that fella there? He came to the show. He's the manager of Comeragh Rangers, a team that I was going to see this Sunday gone by in the Munster LGFA final. Yeah, Comeragh Rangers from Waterford.
I thought I told you last week not to have my fucking face in this thing.
Versus Southern Gaels from Kerry. That fella there was giving me a bit of guff. A Kerry man, sure, would you blame him? Anyway, here are Comeragh Rangers trotting out, getting ready for the big game. And I can tell you now, the atmosphere was unreal at this match. I loved the warm-up. It was very football-based. The ground was looking resplendent. The warm-ups were enchanting. And it had all the splendour and all the pageantry of a very big day. And that it was. This is a game that will be in these ladies' heads and hearts for the rest of their lives. A Munster final, senior football. Oh, the joy of walking behind the band. I never experienced it myself, but I would have often been envious. The crowd are up for it. The ball is fecked into the air. Comeragh Rangers in red. And look at this, they're off the blocks. Number 15 was absolutely amazing all day. Look at this for a score. 1-2, little jink, look, dissects the post, and she was going to be a tough nut to mark all day. I can tell you that now. Straight out of the blocks and 2 points to no score for the Waterford side. Now, even though Southern Gaels were heavily fancy to win this, I don't know what it was, but I just felt that, you know, on a final on any given day, anything can happen. Should have gone for a goal there, I felt. Now, there was a strong wind on her point there. And I really did feel that this was a game of two halves. And I felt whoever was playing with the wind in the first half, they really had to amass a score to make it difficult for the opposing team in the second half, because it was fairly flowing. Here's a shot off the crossbar, a chance missed for Southern Gaels to grab a goal. Here's another one-on-one chance here, and these chances are important in the big day. A hand comes in here just to deflect it wide for a 45. Tackling was robust and ferocious. Here's the Cronin Cider. Choose to be extraordinary moment of the match. That lady kicked the ball over from the outside of her right boot. Not a natural left footer. She used the outside to curl it around. It was absolutely fantastic and worth the admission alone. Number 8 and number 9 for Comeragh in the first half in particular were sensational. Honest to God. One was kind of more forward attacking. There she is, getting a beautiful score. And the other was, I suppose, a little bit more laid back. Here she is, a little bit more kind of holding the fort, steadying the ship. And yeah, honestly, Comeragh Rangers just flew into a massive lead in this game. And I don't know, were Southern Gaels shell-shocked? But definitely, and I do mean this sincerely, the wind had a massive factor. But you can't, you know what? Here's the goal. Number 15 again. The wind had a factor, but also they played like absolute heroes. Look at this unbelievable midfield play from the other midfielder, number 9. Solid. And they're kicking scores. Oh, that didn't go over. That was off the point. That was off the post. Southern Gaels are taking their time to try and get back into this game, looking for a bit of composure, but they weren't left to think. They really weren't. Again, I thought that was a chance for a goal, but they took their point, and at half time a massive 1-9 to 3 points was the score. Come and see me, I'm on tour.
Last week, boy. Going up there on Facebook, but you were seeing going over the fence.
This man's a bit of a character. Alright, second half, a game of two halves, and that's what it certainly was. Southern Gaels out of the traps flying, putting pressure on every single every single move that Comeragh had, but vice versa, because look, they're trying to get through here. It was really, really difficult. The defending in the second half from Comeragh Rangers was impressive, but Southern Gaels are made of strong stuff, and they have the skill to back it up. And really, you know, I felt that if they just got themselves going, that this was theirs for the taking. But look at the defending here. There's no way in. Left, right, have to recycle it back here. But eventually all the pressure was starting to pay, and frees were got, and yeah, they were capitalised on as well. Great effort. Look at that for a long distance. Like some of the scores in this match, lads, I swear to God, they were unbelievable. But it was the passion. It was like, look at the defending here. Look at the, oh my God. Every single body putting every single sinew of their cells into every move. Nobody holding back. Another lovely shot, and that's another, oh, that's off the post. I forgot about that one, off the post. But look, number 5 here, moments later, slots over an unbelievable score. She was excellent for Southern Gaels in the second half. Look at this. This is her again, sizing things up, pirouetting, running in, beating 2, and over the bar. All of a sudden, Southern Gaels were right back in the mix. And this is when, yeah, I suppose we're in the melting pot now. Who is going to triumph? And Gaels were starting to get the rub of the green. But Comeragh Rangers were not going to give up lightly. They'd worked way too hard to do that. And look at number 15 back here. Honestly, God, unbelievable. That's a good score? No, it's not. And you need to take your scores. They hadn't scored at all in the second half. And Gaels, on the other hand, were penetrating and moving the ball at pace. But look at this. Look at this. Fighting. Who is going to get the upper hand in this game, I ask you? I love the pick-up off the ground. I think it makes the game way quicker. The men should look into it. I really think it would just speed up the game. And here are Comeragh. And finally they get their first score. And the blood is up and the fans feel like maybe this is our day. Maybe the minnows are going to triumph. Southern Gaels have something else to say here. Great play here again. Has a look, takes a shot, and again the calibre of score here is just something that is phenomenal. But the defending was just as impressive, and again 15 is back there. High ball, look at that. Fuck me, that was a serious score back. Great control here, takes a bounce, has the presence of mind to pass it in. But Gaels, they're on the attack. Look at the full back here. Look at that. What a turnover. Lovely ball in here. Another hand pass. Corner forward. Beats her marker and over it goes. And this is a serious score. Probably one of the greatest scores in the game. Again, 15 heavily involved. Has the presence of mind to slip it over. She has a look and there it is. Comeragh Rangers are on fire. A huge upset, really, to be honest, on the cards here. And the ball ends up in number 15's hand, which is poetry in motion, really, when you think about it. She was outstanding all game, and you can see what it means. There is my cousin's husband. There he is, a gentleman juror, and I'm delighted for him. I'm absolutely delighted for him. He came to my show as well, so he's in my good books. There's the person of the match, the player of the match. Outstanding. Southern Gaels live to fight another day, please God. Look at this for joy. This is what it's about. There he is. Congratulations. Sensational. Amazing. Terrific. Slot